Hi everyone, Sarah from Recover Wellbeing here, and I am bringing you our glute sesh. So this is all about activating our bottom and strengthening and stretching our glutes. So I love working the glutes for quite a number of reasons, but the main one is when I see people coming into the studio and they tell us that they need to strengthen their core to support their lower back. And while this is partly true, quite often those same people have really weak glutes. So glutes are the powerhouse muscle that protect our lower back, and for that reason it's really important to have nice strong glutes. A lot of us spend a lot more time sitting these days, and sitting ruins the glutes. So it's really important that we activate these muscles. There's 3 different glute muscles, and throughout these exercises I'm going to make sure that with each position we work each one. So you'll get a nice well-rounded workout for your booty. So let's start laying down. We're going to start with some good old-fashioned bridging because you can't beat that for the glutes. So have your feet sit bone width apart and then laying on our backs to start. Hands onto the floor. And if you have trouble engaging your glutes, just bring your heels just a smidge closer to your bottom. So we're going to start by pressing the lower back into the floor, then squeeze your bottom as you roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhaling at the top and then exhaling as we roll back down. Now I'm still squeezing my glutes all the way down until we get to the bottom. When the tailbone touches down, we then release, breathe in, and then exhale, press the lower back in, squeeze the glutes to engage again, and then rolling back up. So squeezing the bottom to get that height of the pelvis, breath in at the top, and then exhaling as we roll back down. Now we're going to do 8 of these, just working on that articulation through the spine and the engagement of the glutes. Make sure that your shoulders aren't creeping up towards your ears, and watch that your thighs stay parallel. So sometimes they have a tendency to kind of wander out. See if you can keep them parallel while we're doing these bridges. So we inhale down the bottom, exhale as we roll up, really getting that articulation and roll through the back, squeezing your bottom, inhaling at the top, and then exhaling down. And again, breathing in. And as you roll up, you might feel just a little bit of connection through the transverse abdominals there too. That's quite a nice exercise for that. And out. Now, as you might know about me, I tend to talk too much and forget my counting. So I think that was 5, but we're going to do 3 more. So on the 8th one, we'll hold it up there because we're going to do some marching on the spot to really fire up through the glutes. Inhaling and then exhaling down. 2 more, we'll hold the last one up there. And out, making sure that the whole of your foot is nice and flat on the floor, that you're not kind of rolling in or out. So we hold this one up here. Watch that your hips stay stable. Really engage your right glute as you lift the left leg up. And then that one goes down. Now really engage that left glute to stabilize the pelvis as we lift the right leg up. And you can sort of support yourself with your hands a little bit here too. But the idea is to keep your pelvis as stable as possible. Use your glutes and your abs as much as you can to keep this nice and still so that your bottom is working as we march side to side. So the glutes have to work quite strongly here as we go side to side, keeping the pelvis stable. We're going to do 1 more to each side. Keep breathing. And last one, and down, and then rolling back down vertebrae by vertebrae all the way back to where we started. We're going to roll onto our side, and you can choose whether you like to keep the head low or lifted for this one. I like to keep it low. Nice and long through this side of the waist. You might feel a little bit of a lift under here away from the floor. And then we're lifting that top leg up just as high as you can without that hip lifting up towards the shoulder, and then down. Try and keep your toes and your knee pointing forwards. And 3. Little bit of core that switches on here as well. And if you're finding it hard to balance, just bend that underneath leg. If you're finding it hard to engage the glute, bend the underneath leg. That little bit of stability might just help you to be able to engage that glute and concentrate there a little bit more. Watch that your shoulder's not hitching up towards your ear. And 1 more. And then we're going to take it into circles. So this is a little harder on the balance. The forward part tends to be easy. Squeeze your bottom as you take the leg past midline. So keep the leg nice and long and strong. Squeeze the bottom as you take it back past midline. So we inhale forwards, exhale back. Inhale forwards, exhale back. So again, a little bit of core to help us stabilize through the pelvis there. We're going to do 3 more. And 2, remembering you can bend the underneath leg if it helps you balance. And last 1, and we're going to reverse it. So coming around, squeeze the bottom and forward. For 2, nice and controlled with that leg. Minimal movement through the torso and the hips. Trying to keep that really stable. Squeezing your bottom as the leg goes back and around. We've got 3 more. And 2. And last 1. Not quite done yet though. So keep that leg hovering at hip height. Flex the foot. And we're going to bring that leg forwards. Now, you can have the fingertips down to help you stabilize. Forward until you get a stretch in the hamstring. And then back, squeezing your bottom just past midline. And then inhale, bring the leg forward. And then exhale, taking it back. Now, as you take it back, try not to lean forward with your body. Try to just squeeze your squeeze your butt to take you back past midline. So we inhale forwards, exhale back. Inhale forwards, exhale back. And when you're going back, we're drawing in through the tummy as we squeeze the bottom to help you stabilize. Forward and back. We've got 2 to go. Check in with that shoulder, make sure it's not creeping up towards your ear. Last 1. And back. And now we're done. So we can roll over to the other side. Try and pick the same head position that you had on the other side. A little bit of that lift on the underside of the waist, core's on, waist is long, and then floating that leg up. And we're going for 8. And 2, 3, remembering to keep the knees and the toes pointing forward rather than up to the ceiling. 5, 6, remembering you can bend that underneath leg as well if you need a option for balance. And then we're going to be going into our circles. So forward on the inhale, exhaling back, that's when we squeeze the bottom. So it works in tandem with the core there, so the core is balancing for us as well, trying to keep the upper body really stable so that we're not getting a big rocking and rolling around kind of look. You can have the hand on the hip if it helps you feel that stability, but it will make it harder to balance as well. And now I've forgotten to count again. Excellent. So let's do 2 more this way. Pretty good at approximating. And then around. So reversing, squeezing the butt as we go back, and then coming forward. So this is 2, 3, 4. Keeping the core on. Squeezing the bottom. 2 to go. And 1. And then hover that leg. flex the foot and bring it forwards on the inhale till you get a stretch in the hamstring, and then exhale, squeezing the bottom to take it back past midline. Try and keep your leg at hip height, so watch that it's not kind of lifting up or dropping down towards the floor. Getting that stretch in the hamstring and then squeezing the bottom. Inhaling forwards, exhaling back. We're halfway, we've got 4 to go. Inhale, exhale. Trying to keep our upper bodies still and our pelvis stable. And 2 more. And last one. And then we're going to roll onto our tummies, so onto our belly. Hands are going to come beside the chest. Feet almost as wide as the mat. And we're going to start to come up into our extension. So just start to look towards the top of the mat. Try not to lift the head the whole way up. And then start to lift through the neck, the chest. Press into the hands. Draw your tummy in. Squeeze your glutes. And lifting up. And then rolling back down. So this is a great example of the glutes supporting the lower back. And we want to make sure also that we're getting a nice curve in our upper back. So we're getting that extension all the way through the thoracic spine. And then drawing in our tummy, squeezing our glutes, and lifting to get the extension in the lumbar spine. Draw your elbows back towards your legs to keep your shoulders away from your ears. And we're articulating through the spine, so lifting up vertebrae by vertebrae. Pressure into the hands, tummy, glutes, squeeze. And then exhaling back down. So we're going to do 3 more like this. Inhaling on the way up. And then exhaling on the way down. So 2 to go. Squeezing the bottom and then rolling back down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Really controlling with your arms here as well to keep the shoulders away from your ears. To get as much extension into the upper back as we can. And back down. So from here we're going to press back into all fours. Bringing the hands under the shoulders and the knees under the hips. And so we're going to lift our left knee off, so it's just hovering. And we're going to lift the leg up to 90 degrees. Extend the leg out, keeping the hip stable, so keeping the height of the thigh. Bend, bring it back in. Don't let it touch down, it's hovering, it goes close. And then you're going to take it out to the side. And we just go out far enough without kind of hitching the hip or without changing the position of the spine. So my shoulders are away from my ears. I'm holding my spine in neutral, so my core is also working. Extending the leg out, coming back in, and then bringing it down. Taking it out to the side just as far as it goes without changing the alignment of the hips, and back in. Up, extend, in, keep the shoulders away from the ears, and coming back down. Taking it out, and then in. And again, up, out, in, and down. Out, and in. And with each movement we do a breath. So we inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So as well as feeling the working glute, you might actually feel the stabilizing glute, which is actually, at the moment, our right glute. So this kind of gets both butt cheeks working at the same time in very different ways, which is why I love this movement. And then bend, in. And you need to watch that you're trying to keep your back in neutral. You're trying not to let your spine kind of dump down. This is the last one on this side. Keep your hold strong for the chest and the shoulders. And then back. And then you can finally rest that left knee down because we're going to be lifting up the right. So reset, shoulders down, nice and strong. Hover that right leg and we're going to take it up, extend, in, down, out to the side, in, and again, here we go. Taking it up, breathing out, breathing in, coming in, out, in, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. So you should feel some work happening in your glute, in your legs. Mind you, you might also feel the arms and the core as well. They don't escape from this one. It's a nice all over body exercise. And then in, breath in and out. This is 5, we're going to 8. And breathing in. Two to go. Just check in with your upper body, check your shoulders, check your core's on, check your chest isn't sagging down towards the floor. Last one, keep it all strong. Out, in, down. One more out to the side, and then in. Take the knees nice and wide, sink the bottom back towards the heels, stretch the arms forward, take a nice deep breath in, and out. We're going to roll up slowly through the spine. And we're going to come back to that position, but we're going to come onto our forearms to give the wrists a little break. So same deal though, take the shoulders away from the ears, keep the chest open and strong, and we're walking the feet out one by one, and then in one by one. So breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Keep the bottom level, so hovering just off the floor, and out, and in. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to hold it out there, and then we're going to lift side to side for 10, and then 9, shoulders away from the ears, core on strong, legs straight, and squeezing your bottom every time you lift the legs. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then walking the legs back in. We're going to tuck the toes under, and we're going to start to roll up. Stretch through the legs and start to curl up through the spine. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Unrolling. Taking the feet just a smidge wider. We're going to roll down one more time. All the way down to the floor. Looking through your legs, stretching through the hamstrings. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, start to lower the bottom down. And then start to curl the spine up. Now we're going to leave the bottom fairly low. Try and check that you've got an even weight going into each leg, that you're not favouring one side. And we're going to lift the arms up, long and strong through the arms, and then exhale. And lead with the pinkies pressing behind you to activate the triceps. Inhale as we bring the arms up. Keep your bottom nice and low. Exhale to take them back. Now I'm trying to push a little bit more of my weight into my heels so that we can help to activate the glutes. The quads are going to be working quite strongly. So take your awareness to your bottom. Try and sink into your heels. And if you want to work harder, you sink just a tiny bit lower. Make sure you can keep weight in your heels though, that you're not just loading up through the toes. Keep the chest open. Keep your gaze at the top of your mat. We're going to do that 2 more times, and we're going to hold it and pulse. Feeling the burn yet? 1 more. And bring the arms forward. And we're going to do 10 little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, relax the shoulders, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax the body down, stretch the legs, and rolling up. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Come and stand in the center of your mats. We're almost done, I promise. And we're going to take the weight into the left leg, bend, and lift the right leg up. We're going to point the toes forward. Keep the weight in this left leg and make sure your knees pointing straight over your toes. And then we're going to just skim the floor, circling the leg around, squeeze your bottom to tap the back, and then just skimming or lightly coasting the floor to come back. So I'm going to do 6 on each side. My weight is in this leg, trying to activate that bottom. And then this leg stays really strong. Really squeeze that quad, then squeeze that glute as you come around. 3, 4, tummy's on, 5, and last one, 6, squeezing the bottom, and then come around, pop it on top of that leg, and sink down into a nice stretch. You might want to hold on to something if your balance is a little off. Try and stick your bottom right out. Ooh, nearly lost it. Taking a nice slow breath and release. Okay, now weight's going in that right leg. Making sure the knees are over the toes. Pointing the left forward. Keeping the hips stable. Skimming the leg around for 1. Again, we're going in 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, last one, a little bit of core, good, and then tuck it over the top, sticking the bottom right out, shoulders away from the ears. You can push a little on that knee, just brace with that wrist as well at the ankle, and feeling that stretch into the glutes and the hip. Just a nice way to finish off that session of firing up the glutes. So I hope you enjoyed it.